What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and in today's video we're going to be creating a porch inside of Revit. Now, it's not going to be a simple porch. We're actually going to be kind of jumping into the construction, and I'm just going to be showing you how to, well, add all of the wooden beams and columns and how to cover, well, the construction part of a porch. So I'm just going to be showing you how to implement all of the native Revit tools to create such a construction for kind of a common porch. So I think it's going to be an interesting video. Now, before we jump into Revit, I would just like to take a moment to talk about today's video sponsor, and that is HSB CAD. So HSB CAD provides flexible software solutions in the off-site construction industry for both AutoCAD and Revit. Now, they have over 30 years of experience, and they have helped over 500 companies reach their peak performance by improving their efficiency in terms of design, but then also the manufacturing and the on-site construction. So today I just want to give you a kind of quick glimpse of how their software operates inside of Revit. So as you can see here on the screen, I'm just going to be showing you how to add structural blocking. We have a tool where you can kind of specify the alignment, which is kind of like the alignment of Revit beams. Then we have the orientation, which is kind of like rotation. It's either flat or on the edge. Then we have, of course, the side, so it's at front, back, or both. We have the lumber item, which we can assign, and then we have dimensions like the minimum distance between studs, and of course the elevation at which it's going to be placed. Now, once we place that on a wall, as you can see here, we can still select it and then we can still edit that. So here in the instance properties, you will notice that we have kind of similar parameters to the ones that we had in that dialog. And if we just change this from 0 to 1 to 2, it's going to, well, change the, in this case, the alignment. Then we can change the orientation, so it can either be flat, as I said, or on the edge, or the blocking side. So if we just change the orientation to be kind of vertical, and then if we change it to be on the back, as you can see, it's just going to switch there. So it's an instance parameter, so you can change it at any point. Now, also, I'm going to just show you how to kind of create a smaller segment. So we've changed the type and the elevation, and now if I just select one stud here and another one here, it's only going to place that structural blocking in between those two studs, and then you can use these little grip points in order to basically change from which stud to which stud it's going to go. So as you can see, it's a really cool kind of automated tool for, well, automating your process when it comes to creating all of the kind of structural framing inside of Revit. Now, they have released a new toolset for Revit called HSB Stick Frame, and they have released it quite recently, and it came to the market for the first time. And for my audience only, so for you guys, there's actually an exclusive free access that you can get. Now, I have mentioned this in a few videos back, and we've started off with only 35 free trials, but we have expanded that twice now. So now in total, we have 135 free trials. So you can sign up. Now, in order to get the free version, you have to use the coupon code. So the coupon code is, as you can see, HSBCAD-Balkan Architect. You enter the coupon code using the link here below the video in the description or up in the cards above. You sign up, and then you can get your free exclusive 30-day access. As I said, it's limited, so please be quick about it. And then if you get the free trial, I suggest you check out the HSB CAD YouTube channel for more in-depth tutorials on how this new toolset operates and how to use it. So I'm just going to leave a link to their YouTube channel up in the cards above and also in the description below the video, so you can check that out as well. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's get started on the porch construction. So just give me a second to grow my hair out real quick, and let's jump straight into Revit. So this is the house that I'm going to be using. As you can see, I've placed some siding here on the facade, and then here we have a porch. Now the porch, at this point, it's only outlined by this simple floor, and then also we have this simple roof. It's just a generic roof and a generic floor, and that's pretty much all that we have for this porch now. And now we're going to be adding the actual construction, but usually you just want to outline it somehow. In this case, I've just used, as I said, a floor and a roof. Okay, so the first step is to go here to structure, and then let's go to structural columns. And then for the structural column, you just want to check which types you have here. And if I just check here, let's see, do we have some sort of a timber column? So if I just check, as you can see, we don't really have a timber column. So let's go to load family. And then here, I'm just going to be using the US metric library, scroll down and then find structural columns, open that up, then go here to wood, timber column, open that up. And then here, let's just use the 140 by 140. I think this will work perfectly fine. Click OK. And then let's go into your porch level. Zoom in a little bit, and now we can start placing those columns. Now, one important thing to note here is that if you want to get this kind of exercise file, just the house without the porch, and then the final project file with the porch, you can find that on my Patreon page. I'm just going to include the link in the description of the video below, and then also in the cards above. Okay, so let's now place this. You want to make it a vertical column, and then here let's change it from depth to height, go up to level 1, and then here let's choose that timber column that we have. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, now let's zoom in here, and I'm just going to place it like this off to the side a little bit. Then we can use the align tool, AL is the shortcut, just to align it in place. Hit the escape key a few times, there we go, perfect. Then you want to select it like this, go to copy, grab it here on the edge, and then copy it up against the wall, just like that. Select it, hold the control key, select the other one, and then here I'm just going to use an array. I'm going to add number 4, so it's going to be 4 in total. I'm going to move to last, and then I'm just going to grab it here in the endpoint. Now also I'm going to uncheck group and associate because I don't want that. Anyways, let's just place it here, and that's what we have. So now we have a total of 8 columns, and now if we go into the 3D view, this is what that looks like. Now you just want to select those columns, all 8 of them, like that, and then you just want to go here to the properties panel, change the base level from porch to ground, and apply, and now as you can see it's going to go all the way to the ground. That's what we want to see. Okay, now moving forward, let's go back to the structure tab, go to beam, and then for the beam you can just let's see, do we have a timber beam? Yes, we do. And again, let's use the 140 by 140. Go to porch level, and then here you just want to go from this one to this one, and there we go, we have a beam below. Now in this case you will see that you cannot really select this beam, even though it's there. It's kind of inside of this floor now, but it's there. We cannot select it in the porch level. Now for that we need to change the view range, so you just go here to the properties panel, scroll down to, let's see, to view range, click edit, and just change it, the bottom and the view depth to unlimited, and hit apply, click OK, there we go. Okay, now once we have this, we can just go to copy, or we can use the array, whatever you want. Yeah, let's use the array, that's kind of quicker. Again, 4, uncheck group and associate, move to last, go from center of this one to center of that one. There we go, perfect. So now we can have all of these there. And also you can have the horizontal ones as well. So let's use the beam tool again. We can go from here to here, and the same thing goes on the other side. Perfect. Now when you go to the 3D view, this is what that looks like, and at this point I'm kind of comfortable getting rid of this floor. So I can just come in here to the floor itself. Let's use the tab key, there we go, select the floor, and then just hit delete. We no longer need that floor. Okay, now to move forward, let's now start adding the floor beams. So for the floor beams, now when I look at it, perhaps I don't really need these big ones here in the middle. I think I have a better solution. So what I'm going to do now, go back to porch level. Okay, once we're here, then you want to go to the beam tool, and then let's go to this beam. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, I don't like any of these, so what I'm going to do is go into edit type, Here you can see the B is the width, the D is the height. So I'm just going to duplicate this one, and let's call this one the 140, or yeah, let's go with perhaps 120 by perhaps 40. I think this will work. So what we're going to do now is change the width down to 40, so I can just get rid of 1 and just add 0 there. There we go. And then for the height, just change that down by 2, so that's 11. So there we go. So I've just changed the height by 2 centimeters, made it 2 centimeters smaller, and then the width, I made that 10 centimeters smaller. And then when I click OK, we have a new beam that looks like this. Okay, so once we have that, you would then want to go to the beam system, and then for that beam system, we can go here and we can use that beam that we want to use. The distance, we can have it either fixed distance or maximum spacing. I'm going to go with maximum spacing perhaps and set that at, I don't know, let's go with 60 centimeters. And then you can use automatic placement here, or you can sketch. So I'm just going to use a sketch perhaps, and then just sketch it out like this. And then you want to change the beam direction, so you want to pick this line here and finish. There we go. Okay, something's wrong. Oh, I've added 60, but I think this is in meters, so that should be 0.6, I think. Hit apply. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's odd that I'm working in meters, so let me just go to the Modify tab, or sorry, to the Manage tab, and then change the units from meters to just the centimeters. I think that will work much better. Okay, now this beam system, it's all the way up here. I want it to kind of align at the bottom here of the main beams. So I'm just going to give it an offset of -2 centimeters. And as you can see, now it's there below. Okay, now I want to create a completely new beam system running in the other direction for the other beams. So for that, let's go again to Structure. You then want to create a new beam type. So for this one, let's go into Edit. Let's duplicate this one. So this one will be 2 centimeters tall, or 20 millimeters tall, and then the width can be I don't know, like 160 or 16 centimeters. I think that will work. Click OK. And now you just have to change this to 16 and then this to 2. Click OK. There we go. And now if I place that beam, this is what it looks like a wood plank. Okay, let's now get rid of that. Go to the porch level. And now here we have all of these tags that I don't like, so I'm just going to delete them. There we go. And now let's place this new beam system. So again, you go to beam system, you go to sketch beam system. Now here, for the maximum spacing, let's now switch this to fixed distance, and then the spacing to 16. So it's just going to be the width of these beams. So let's now use a rectangle. You can start from something like this, and then you'll see, and also you can see that here the beam direction is horizontal, and then first you place it and then you see what that looks like. Now of course, if you don't want to see the tags, just make a selection like that, go to Filter, check None, and let's get rid of the tags. Hit Delete. Perfect. Okay, we seem to have an issue here. Oh yeah, I've used the wrong beam here, so if I just go back to the beam system, I can just exchange this for the new one that we have created, hit apply, and as you can see, this is now starting to take shape. Now the issue here is the fact that we have perhaps one too many of them. So what you want to do in this case is either select one of those and then unpin them, hit delete, and then you see what you have. So you can start moving this just using the arrows just like that, and as you can see now it almost fits, but we seem to have a gap here. So a little trick I like to use is just give it a small distance. Let's give it like 3 millimeters in between those, which is usually something that you would see in real life, or even 5 millimeters. Oops. In that case we have to adjust the boundary a little bit. Let's hit finish. Let's see. Okay, I think this looks good now. There we go. So we have the beams kind of on the bottom there. Now, also something that you want to make sure you can define is here, is the beam kind of going through the column, or are the columns going through the beams? So that's something that's really important to define. So for example, if you want the columns to go through the beams, you have to go here into porch level, zoom in here, just go to the modify tab, and then here on the modify tab, you just use the split element tool, and then you just split that beam here and here, hit the escape key, and then you can just kind of reattach that there, here. There we go. And now if you go to the 3D view, this is what that looks like now. Okay, so now we have our kind of bottom here. Now also we want to add some railing. So for the railing, what you want to do is go to the porch level. You want to go to architecture, you want to go to railing, and then I'm just going to use the regular like 1100 millimeter railing. Go to one segment, and let's just place one segment here. Hit finish. Go to the 3D view, and now you just want to adjust this. So this doesn't look like it fits in on this porch. So one thing I like to do first is select one of the beams or the columns, go to the properties and see which wood was used here. So this is soft, if I just select it here, soft wood lumber, and you can just copy that material. Next, you select the railing, you go into edit type, you go here to the top rail, you select the family or the type, and then here you can add that material. So just paste in that material, hit apply, okay. Next, you want to go to the rail structure, go into, rail structure, insert a rail here at the height of, I don't know, let's go with 15 centimeters, new rail, one, that's okay. The profile can be the same one, which is I think the rectangular one, 50 by 50, and then the material, again, you just paste in that softwood lumber. Hit apply, okay. You move this, let's see, apply. Okay, now it had added that railing on the bottom. Now that I look at it, it could be a bit higher. So let's try 20 here, hit apply, okay. And then also go to baluster placement, and now you want to host those balusters on that railing. So you can do that here by going to the base and changing it from host to new rail, and you can do the same one on all of these. Hit apply. Okay, apply, okay, and this is what we get. And this looks a lot better. It fits in a lot better on this porch. Then you go for the porch level and you go into railing, add that item here, finish, and then you can just copy that. So copy it from here to, or multiple, there we go. Perfect, and also you want to copy this one to the other side. Now this porch is starting to look really good. I really like the way that this is turning out. Okay, so once we have this railing now done, let's just move to the roof. So for the roof, what you want to do is change first the roof. So here I'm just going to go into edit type. Yeah, let's leave the same type. I don't care. I don't want to duplicate that. This is just like a test project, just like kind of gameplay. So let's go here into edit and change the thickness to something like, I don't know, like 3 centimeters, and then change the material to tile. So roof tile, let's try tile. There we go, roofing. Oh, we have that one already. There we go. Click OK, apply, OK, and then this is what we get. Okay, so once we have this in place, now what I'm going to do is basically apply the same beam system just up here on the roof. So what you want to do is go to set work plane, you go to pick a plane, click OK, or orbit around, and then you want to pick the bottom plane of that roof. So you select. Then you go to your structure, you go to your beam system. Now it's going to remember the previous beam system, so all of the dimensions are already set up. So you just use pick lines, and then you pick the edges of this roof. There we go. And you want to set the beam direction to here. You hit finish. And it's going to look like that. Okay, I think it remembered the wrong one. So let's rotate that. And there we go, it's starting to look good. Now also you want to get rid of the final one, so you just unpin that, hit delete, and then you can select the entire beam system and just move it down a little bit because it's kind of going in the house also. So you just want to keep it like that, perfect. So now we have that beam system running lengthwise. Now also you want to add, well, actual beams. So for that you go again to beam system. You change the beam type to this one, and then the distance can be like 40, that's fine. Hit apply, and again you use pick lines, and you pick the same set of lines, really. Something is intersecting something else, I don't know. Okay, here's the issue, so let's just use trim and extend to corner. Hit finish. Okay. Are you gonna allow me now? Okay. Okay, so here we just have to change the type to this one, I think. Yeah, I've set it up to the wrong type. But there we go. Now we have something that looks like a set of those like rafters on the roof. And also the length seems a bit off, so let's go into edit boundary. So it looks like it's, yeah, I think we should disassociate the work plane now, and let's go to one of the elevation views like the east elevation. Now when you zoom in here, you can change the detail level to fine, and then if you just select the beam system. Okay, so which one is this? Okay, we want that one, and then you want to move it down. So from here to like there. There we go, and then it's going to extend. Yeah, I guess that was the issue. Okay, now we go back to the 3D view, and this is what we have. And now we just need the horizontal ones, but we already have them here. So we just need to move them up. Now, if you move to the east elevation, and if you try to move them, it's usually not going to work. So let me show you. So now we have only those beams there, and if I try to go to copy and unconstrain them, and copy them up. Let's see, will this work? Okay, miraculously it did work. So let's unconstrain them again. So I guess we don't have to find a workaround. This is going to do the job. And it did. Okay, that's really good. And then finally we just have to readjust the columns. So what you can do is just select the columns and then go to attach top base, pick that roof, and it's just going to bring them down. And there we go. We have our roof construction, and it wasn't that terrible. So we have the whole porch, kind of the floor, the beam, the columns, the roof, the railing, everything is done. Now obviously you can take the extra time and make sure that everything is perfect, everything is fitting in properly. Obviously if this was a real project you would do that, but I think this is a really fun exercise, and I hope you have learned something new. You can see it is a little bit difficult, it is a little bit tedious, it does take quite a bit of time. So using the plugins, things like that, like what I've shown you in the beginning of the video from HSB CAD, it does help out and it does make things more efficient. So I guess it's really up to you. Do you do this often? Do you usually work on projects like this? If you do, I guess using a plugin is probably your best bet. If you have just like one-off thing, like just one porch and then you never do it again, well then you can just stick with Revit tools. It is going to get the job done, but it is going to take forever. So that's the downside. But anyways, there we go. I hope you have learned something new. I hope you have enjoyed it. Tell me in the comment section below, do you like this approach? What do you do different perhaps? Do you have any suggestions? And then I'll see you soon with another Balkan Architect tutorial. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.